everyone, this is Cameron, also known as the Knitting Muggins around here, and I actually am kind of doing this backwards. I totally plan on doing a intro video first, but then I realized I have to start wrapping up my Christmas knitting today, so I thought I would do that. I would show off my Christmas knitting, what I've knit so far, first, and then once everything is done and wrapped and I have more time, I'll do an intro video. So you'll probably still see these flip-flopped, but anywho. So I started knitting this year. I picked up knitting spring of this year, and I'll kind of get into that in the intro video. Like I said, I'm kind of having to film these backwards. And so during the summertime, I had this beautiful idea that I was going to knit everybody something for Christmas. And I started ordering yarn and picking out patterns and going through the motions of that. And then my son decided he wanted to be Harry Potter for Halloween. And so when he did that, I dropped everything that I was working on, mostly selfish knits, which I still to this day have not finished a project for myself. Oh, my dog came to join me. And then finished that literally, I think like the Tuesday before Halloween. He wore it Wednesday to our church, and then instantly I started on Christmas, and I'm still finishing. And today is the Tuesday before Christmas, so I'm like really down to the wire right now. Some of my best friends say I'm a good pressure person. I do well under pressure. So with that being said, I didn't get to knit for everybody, and certain things that I wanted to knit didn't get knit, and will have to be gifts for later on in the year. But here's what I got done. So the first thing I knit for Christmas, no ma'am, she wants to burrow underneath where I've got the camera set up. The first thing I knit was for my sister-in-law, who has been living in Oklahoma up north. I call her a Yankee. We're in the Dallas area. And she just this past weekend ended up moving to Houston, so I don't know how often she'll get to use it, but I knit this hat. Admittedly, I knit it while I was kind of not 100%, so it didn't come out as slouchy as I wanted. Back here, if she needs slouch back here, it'll kind of have to be high up on her head up here, or she can wear it more like a regular hat. But I knit this one for her. I don't remember the name of the yarn that I used. I got this through Craftsy, and it had the pattern and the yarn was like an all-in-one thing. And I believe this is called the Pikes Peak hat. You can find me on Ravelry as Cameron Lee. And I should have the notes on everything, the yarn I used and so forth there, since I don't remember it now. But honestly, I did not enjoy working with this yarn. Where the colored areas and the black yarn twist was really, really splitty. And even though it was a really basic pattern, it took me a lot longer than usual just because I was having to constantly go back and fix where my yarn split. So the next thing that I knit for Christmas, I do not like how it came out at all, to be really honest. And that is my fault. It is not the fault of the pattern. It was just, I was rushing through this and I didn't feel 100% well. It also has not been blocked or the ends woven in yet, as you can see. And this one actually won't even make it to the recipient on Christmas because they live in Florida, so it's not going to make it on time. But this is the Ida neck wrap. It's a very quick knit. If you're looking for something really, really quick to make. I love that it has the pockets on each side. You can do one or both, but I like that. I made this for my stepmother who lives in Florida and works for Cartier, so I thought it would be good if she's bending in and out of jewelry cases. It won't slip off her neck entirely. And the pattern is by the fantastic Stacey Perry, who I'm a huge fangirl of. And I just used yarn from Hobby Lobby that someone gave me. And quite honestly, I just don't, I think I kind of got sloppy and lazy with it. I'm going to see how much of it, the mistakes that I don't like, will block out once I weave in ends and block it. But I definitely want to go back and do it again and use this yarn held double, even though this is considered a bulky yarn, and see how that comes out. And then her birthday gift for April, which was supposed to be ready in time for Christmas, but I couldn't accomplish, was the Delicate Brambles knit, which I also heard of through Stacey Perry. So, and that one, I believe, is a pattern through Louette, if you order their Kid Mohair yarn, which is amazing. But I just didn't have time to work with that tiny, tiny needles and the stitch work. So, one of the ones I'm really proud of is this one, and this is my Downton Abbey hat. I knit this for my mom, who is a fellow Downton Abbey fanatic. I wish I had done a bit of a stretchier bind off on this brim. It's kind of snug, but we have the same size head, so if it fits me, it'll fit her fine. And then I also bought this Downton Abbey, this pin here. If I can get it, I'll just hold the box up. So if she wants to pin it, she can, or if she just wants to have it separately, she can. But I really, really liked this.
Is that something for the hat?
Yes. I really, really liked this. You start it working it in the flat, and then you pick up stitches and work in the round, and then add the brim. And for this, I picked up yarn at my local yarn store for this one. Juniper Moon Farm Harriet Heather's 100% Baby Alpaca. In this particular color, it doesn't have a name. It's just color 1003. Hey, baby. And then I don't remember the color. I don't have the tag anymore for the lighter color. That's the 1003 is for this darker color. But it is incredibly soft and squishy, and I just really, really liked the yarn itself. So Juniper Moon Farm Harriet Heather's 100% Baby Alpaca was totally worth it. I would definitely use it again. I'm glad I have plenty of left over. Okay, honey. Thank you. Another...
Oh, okay.
This is one that I'm the most proud of. Because it took me most out of my comfort zone. The yarn I also got at a local yarn store. No, ma'am, not right now. The yarn I got at the local yarn store, I can't seem to find the ball band, but I do believe I have it in my Ravelry notes. And I'll start getting better. But when I started knitting all of this, I never planned on doing videos about it. So that's kind of got me a little at a loss. I will do better at keeping notes now. But this one is ready to be wrapped. It is blocked, ends are woven in. It's perfect. I love it. It's this gorgeous, it never shows up on camera correctly. It is this really pretty, like dark emerald green color. I have another visitor coming. I love this. And this is the Saroyan scarf. Look at that. I love the little leaps on the edge. How those knit up. So pretty. This is my first time to do any sort of lace style work. So I really, really enjoyed that knit. That's for my grandmother. Oh, be careful. Stay right there. And then the last thing I'm still working on.
What's that?
It's something for Mimi. Is this. It's still on the needles. I still have 15 inches worth to go. No, ma'am. Okay, had to tend to my little one. One of my little ones. My littlest one's napping. So my last one is still on the needles. And it is this. It's a striped cowl. I will find the link to the pattern and link it for all the patterns. I'll link below. I was going to do Through the Woods for my mother-in-law, and then just got to the point where I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it for her. So I'm doing this instead, and I did it very much on a whim, very much because I figured it would be a really fast knit. And so I'm just using the homespun acrylic yarn from Lion Brand, and that's what she's getting right now. And I just got this dark gray and the light gray, and then this color, I need to go back and find the name for it. When it was rolled in a skein like this, you could not tell at all, but it actually has multiple colors. It has this dark gray, this like hot pink, and then this purpley color. So I've knit this darker area here, and it had like the more hot pink, and then it had a knot in the yarn. So I went ahead, I had to break the yarn, which thank God I was at the end of a row. I broke the yarn and then wound it into a cake, and then once I did that, I realized that it was into this more amethyst purple color. So, which is fine, that's her birthstone. I just wish I was able to tell better when it was wound like this that it's really 3 colors. That way I could have tried to plot it out a little bit better and make it more uniform, but essentially I just need to do 15 inches of this light gray and amethyst color striping, and then the cast on was a provisional cast on, so that I can Kitchener stitch it, and it'll just be this striped cowl, 3-colored striped cowl. So that is my Christmas knitting for now. I still need to finish and weave in ends and block and all that, but it should be pretty quickly. And then I'll wrap, and that'll be it for Christmas. So that's my Christmas knitting. I hope you had a great time. If you have a video where you've done Christmas knitting for others and you have show and tell goodies for me, link your video below. I would love to see it because I'm always, always, always on the lookout for new patterns. So let me know. I'll see y'all later. Mwah! Bye.